I cannot tell you how much I wanted this book. When I went to Southampton for a couple of days last November, and I went into the 2-story Waterstones in Southampton in West Quay Shopping Centre, and I saw that book, every fibre of my being wanted that book. But my brain was like, if I'm buying a book from Waterstones, it better be a special edition or a sprayed edge. And it wasn't, and it was 25 quid. So I'd left it there. And then in January, when the Kindle deals refreshed, I saw that it was 99p. So I grabbed it and I thought, this is going to be great. And then I read it. And it is already a contender for the most disappointing book of the year. And we're only on February the 3rd. Like today is February the 3rd. And it's already the most disappointing book of the year for me. And I've DNF'd like 5 books already. The problem is the way that it's structured. And the fact that it's billed as a horror in the jungle. And it really, really is not a horror. It's just not. It's terrible. We follow a guy who is deluded and he's a little bit of a nut job. And I don't mean like he has mental health problems. I mean, he's just a nut job. And he is going on an expedition to the rainforest to look specifically for a certain type of insect that they know is rumoured to be in this part of the rainforest. And he's going primarily to escape the trauma of the woman that he loved having died recently. Now that sounds sketchy as it is, as it's being explained. This is all from the point of view of the main character. It begins as diary entries, which is in one font, the normal font you would expect in a book, Garamond or something. And then later on, when the journal runs out and we're now documenting the rest of the book, it's still from his point of view, but they've changed the font to like an Arial font, which messes with the brain when you've read over 100 pages in the other font, but that's probably just me. But they're being, I think it's set in the 70s, and they are doing this expedition in the rainforest, and they're being guided by Native Americans who... There are certain things in this book that did not need to be in this book, including underage... how can I say this without getting this video suppressed? Underage SA. But it's not treated as SA, it's treated as a cultural thing, which then the white people use to their advantage. One particular uses it to his advantage. Not necessary. The horror aspects come from the guy who's trying to use Native American means in the rainforest to contact the dead woman, who it turns out he was actually stalking. You know, the woman was not the problem. It's the main character. And that makes it double uncomfortable. And then the end of the book is shit. I don't even know how to explain the end of the book to you other than it's shit. And then it's followed by an afterword by Michelle Paver, which is absolutely chock full of white privilege. And that's me as a white man saying that to you. It goes on about how she went to the rainforest several times and she experienced this and she talked about this. She's basically gone there as a tourist and decided, yes, I can make money from this, and then reconstituted it, admittedly in her afterword, using fiction, parts that were embellished or parts that were... She drew from some other parts to create this thing. That's not a real name. That's not a real cultural thing, but I did it anyway. And it just screams white privilege. And it makes the book even more uncomfortable to think back on. It just... The cringe level is off the charts. Once you've read the book and you've gone, that was actually a bit shit, certain bits of that were not necessary. To then read the afterword makes you go, oh, I wish I hadn't read that now. I feel tainted by reading it. So yes, garbage, 2 stars. And the only reason it got 2 instead of 1 is that I finished it. Really disappointed with that. And just I don't know. Considering this is a brand new book and it only came out at the end of last year, it really doesn't read the room of the current, climate that we live in. It's now making me question reading any of Michelle Paver's other things. So I don't know. I don't recommend this book at all, but I know there are a lot of Michelle Paver fans out there who love things like Dark Matter and Thin Air, and I just don't know if I could be one of them, having read that and then read the afterword. So for me, garbage, disappointing, terrible, lack of ability in reading the room, and I just think that it was probably going to be my most disappointing book of the year. There's a long time to go, but it's set a high bar. So yeah, we shall see.